In the freezing corners of this broken city, art wasn't a choice. It was my only escape. But passion doesn't pay the rent, and inspiration doesn't buy bread. We lived on the edge of nothing, surviving on fumes and colors. Then she would walk in, and the cold suddenly didn't matter. Maya, my anchor in the storm, my only masterpiece. She saw the man behind the paint, the heart beneath the struggle. She never asked for a better life. She only asked me to keep painting. We were completely broke, yet sitting on the floor with her, I felt like a king. But reality is a cruel landlord, and it was demanding its dues. She carried the weight of my failures, hiding her own tears to dry mine. I poured every ounce of our panic onto the canvas, trying to paint our way out of hell. While she slept in the cold, I fought the darkness, desperate to give her the world. Our love was the only masterpiece I had actually finished. I wanted to capture her soul, to make her immortal before the world could break us. She became my muse, the sole light in my dark, failing studio. Every stroke was a confession, every color a promise I couldn't yet keep. I wasn't painting a portrait, I was painting her heartbeat. When she saw it, she cried, not because it was beautiful, but because she saw how I saw her. But outside our painted walls, the real world was closing in fast. We were out of time, out of money, and about to run out of hope. Her family was drowning in debt. The storm hadn't just hit us, it had hit her home. I was exhausted, blind to the impossible choice she was making right behind my back. She knew my art needed time, but her family needed a savior today. She didn't want to anchor me to her tragedy. She chose to set me free by breaking us both. She walked out into the cold night, taking the only light I had ever known with her. I woke up to a silence that felt heavier than the freezing air.
Where did everybody go?
Paint the world, the note read, but my world had just walked out the door. I ran through the pouring rain, searching every shadow, every face, begging the universe for a glimpse of her. But the trains had left, the platforms were empty, and she was gone. The grief didn't make me sad, it made me violently, destructively angry. I hated the art, I hated the poverty. I hated myself for not being enough to save her. I covered her portrait. I couldn't bear to look at the masterpiece. That cost me everything. The passion died, but her final words haunted me. Paint the world. I stopped painting for love. I started painting for vengeance. I painted my pain, my rage, the ugly truth of the city, and suddenly, the rich loved it. The more my soul bled onto the canvas, the higher the price. Takes sword. I finally had the money to save her, but I was years too late. Success is a cold, empty house when the only person you want to share it with is gone. I built an empire out of my heartbreak, but the throne was empty. And in the corner of my new world, her covered portrait remained, a ghost waiting to be resurrected. Years blurred into a relentless, obsessed blur of exhibitions, critics, and meaningless applause. I became the darling of the art world, a genius, they called me, a man who painted the rawest human emotion. But they were applauding a ghost. They were buying the echoes of a broken man. Every flashbulb, every sold-out show only illuminated the shadow she left behind.
Up a bit on the right, guys.
My biggest exhibition was approaching, the retrospective of my life's
Careful with that
work.
corner. We only have a few hours left.
But an exhibition of my life felt like a lie if it didn't include the reason I survived it. It was time to face the ghost. I pulled back the curtain on my own heart.
Cination.
And there she was, untouched by time, untainted by the world. The forgotten canvas, a masterpiece forged in a freezing attic, painted with pure love. This wasn't for sale. This was a message, a beacon cast out into the dark. The night of the exhibition arrived, drawing the elite, the critics, and the curious. They came to see the master of darkness, unaware I was about to show them the light.
Do you have any
In the
idea
center
what's
of the
behind
hall
that
stood the
curtain?
centerpiece,
No,
the
but
only
the
secret
anticipation is
he
killing
had
me.
left.
I heard it is his absolute masterpiece.
The room fell silent as I approached the veil. I didn't care about the critics. I only cared if the message was heard. I unveiled the forgotten canvas. A vibrant, radiant declaration of love in a room full of darkness. The crowd was paralyzed. They had never seen me paint with such terrifying, vulnerable beauty. But I wasn't looking at the painting. I was scanning the crowd. Playing the beacon had worked. And then the world stopped spinning. there she was. Years had passed, the world had changed, but her eyes were exactly the same. I didn't care about the critics, the money, or the fame. She looked intimidated, like she didn't belong in this world of marble and silk. But I wasn't going to let the storm take her away a second time. She ran, afraid she was only a ghost intruding on a king. I burst into the night, terrified I had lost her again. And then I saw her, standing under the halo of a streetlight, unable to walk away. The same woman who had carried my failures was now weeping at my success. I stepped into her light, just as she had stepped into my dark studio years ago. She looked up at me, expecting anger, expecting a stranger in a tuxedo. But I only saw the muse who saved my life. I reached out, terrified she was just another illusion painted by my grief. But her warmth was real. The anchor had returned to the storm. I pulled her in, holding her like a drowning man holding his last breath. In her arms, the years of anger, the empty success, all of it turned to dust. The world was watching the master artist, but the master was finally looking at his masterpiece. I told her I painted the world just like you asked. But you were the only color I ever needed, I whispered. When the crowds vanished and the critics went home, it was just us. Again. She looked at the canvas, seeing the girl who survived the freezing attic. I had spent years staring at that canvas, but nothing compared to the real thing. The hands that once held nothing but unpaid bills now held everything that mattered. She asked me how I survived the years in the dark.
It's as if
I told her that every brushstroke was just a way to keep her alive in my memory. The forgotten canvas was finally finished. It had done its job. I didn't care about the dark art anymore. The era of pain was over. We built a new life, far from the freezing attics and the noisy galleries. And this time, I wasn't painting to escape reality. I was painting to celebrate it. The anger was gone. The colors returned to my palette, brighter than ever. She remains my only muse, the center of my world. Every stroke I lay down now is a testament to the storm we survived. True art isn't born from suffering, it's born from what survives. The suffering. They wanted to buy my pain, but they could never afford my peace. We lost everything to the darkness, only to find everything in the light. Never let the world convince you that you have to break your heart to make a masterpiece. Sometimes, the greatest masterpiece is simply the person standing next to you. The forgotten canvas is finished. The story is ours.